Uh.
Hi, I'm Brandon Peachin, the owner of Mountain Lacrosse Network and host of Sideline Sessions. On this episode of Sideline Sessions, we have head coach Gary Wheeler from Rocky Mountain Lacrosse. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button so we can keep more shows like this coming your way. Thanks for watching. Hey, Gary Wheeler, welcome to Sideline Sessions. I appreciate you making time for us.
Thank you for having
I'm
me.
very excited for this. I don't know if you've hit legendary status yet, but you're working pretty hard at it.
I don't know about that. I'm working.
Yeah,
Working hard.
you're working hard. You've been working hard for a long time here in the Valley, and quite frankly, throughout the West, it looks like looking at your bio here.
Yeah.
Why don't you get into a little bit about how this all started for you back in Colorado? And I think a few guys would be surprised what your playing history is.
Oh. Well, grew up outside Denver. High school ball. First saw lacrosse. My high school kids were playing at a park. I thought that looked pretty cool. Did the high school football, basketball route, and lacrosse was at our school,
Yeah.
varsity sport, which is 35 years ago was kind of unheard of.
Yeah.
But had a great time there. Ended up being recognized. Doing a couple of back east camps.
Nike Top 205.
Top 205 at the time they took 2 kids from each state that had lacrosse.
Okay.
And I went with a guy from rival high school, and we got schooled. It was interesting going back east. You really see it right away. Ended up going to the Air Force Academy to start out. At the time, I realized I wanted to coach and be a teacher, and that's not really on the academic journey at the academy. So left there, went to Colorado State, pursued being a coach.
Okay.
Tried to walk on the football team, got some exposure to real like D1 coaching. And programs, and seeing the difference between the kids that are there were all of them were the best on their high school team, and you're competing against the best, and you kind of look at that and go, wow, that's the real deal.
So how was Air Force? Because we used to do that trip to Air Force Academy.
For the Western Shootout.
Western Shootout. We have a jersey right up there. I know, just carrying my camera gear at 7,200 feet. It's exhausting, right?
Well,
let alone like now. I don't know if those guys look the same as they do now, but like peak condition.
Yeah, and that's kind of I brought up in a military family.
Okay.
My dad was stationed at the Air Force Academy until my parents were divorced when I was like 12 or 13. We moved to Denver, my mom and my sister and I. But growing up around there, I went to all the athletic events. It's interesting. Back then, I decided, thought I would want to go there. And when the Air Force recruiter came to the house, and they come visit you before they give you your appointment to the Air Force Academy, they said, you go there to be in the military first. And I knew the questions were coming.
Yeah.
So I nodded and said yes, but I just wanted to play lacrosse. And I thought I had the military thing figured out, and I didn't.
Okay.
It was different. Not where I wanted to be. And I think I definitely disappointed my dad and my granddad. But we talk about a journey.
Yeah.
Everything happens for a reason. It may not be what you think it's for.
Yeah.
And it may not end up, happening the way you think it's going to happen, but it happens for a reason. And that really kind of helped me understand, do what I wanted to do to be happy, and pursue my goals. And Colorado State was a better
great fit for you.
Oh yeah, it was great. It's funny. My mom's side of the family went to Colorado State, and I ended up there and had a great experience. Got me into coaching high school football, playing some lacrosse. So it was definitely a different path than I thought I was going to be on, but one that was the right path in retrospect for sure.
Yeah. So stuck around Colorado for a while, graduated. I thought you would have been, for some reason, you've always been anchored here in my mind.
Oh,
and you moved here in 08. I moved here in 99, but I don't know why. I just always thought you were around for the last 30 years.
Yeah. So it was great. We, my wife and I moved to Alaska for a long time. Our first son, Brett, was born there, and then decided to move back down the lower 48 to be closer to family. Didn't want to go back to Denver.
Sure.
Traffic, and we had friends here, and they said, "Come, come here." So we came here and we ran Roby Creek one year, and thought this place is awesome.
Yeah.
So ended up moving here and bought a house right near Rocky. Literally on Friday nights, you could hear the band and see the lights. So we would put our two sons, Brett and Cody, in the wagon
Mhm.
and drag them up to Rocky and watch high school football games.
Yeah. That's
It
great.
was great. I got a picture of Cody. He's about 3 years old. And he's got a Rocky football jersey on. It's like a dress.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we've been here in the same
Yep.
house for the whole time. The boys have grown up and gone through the system.
Solid roots.
Oh yeah.
And then day job, remind me.
Middle
Sawtooth?
no, Heritage. Well, I started at Sawtooth.
Heritage.
Heritage Middle School.
Mhm.
Opened that up 18 years ago.
Yeah.
I've been a middle school teacher for 30 years. It's my 32nd year.
That's great.
Yeah, I think it keeps me young.
Mhm.
Keeps me enthusiastic. I love being a teacher. I think that also carries over into coaching. I love the teaching part of coaching.
Yeah.
That's really important to me.
Well,
That's always
it's not the money, right?
no, it's not the money. We were talking earlier.
Yeah.
When I first started coaching at Eagle,
Mhm.
they didn't pay assistants. Nobody did,
Right.
and seems that seemed wrong. And so, I worked with the board there to eventually get um, my assistant coaches there paid, and I think that was kind of a ripple effect
Yeah.
throughout the valley once we started paying. We were a really good program at the time. I think other programs saw that
Yeah.
you know,
Something.
yeah,
Yeah, get them gas money
yeah.
at least, right?
Or I'm going to say, when I was coaching at back high school lacrosse in Colorado,
Mhm.
I had a coach at one of the rival high schools, big high school we played against. He came at the offseason and said, "I want you in my program." So he kind of cherry picked me, and I saw a couple of coaches, and I say, if you want to keep your coaches, pay your coaches.
Yeah.
Otherwise, programs like me are going to say, "Hey, we'll pay you. It may not be a lot, but we'll pay you. We'll give you a coach's polo, and
Yeah.
we'll treat you as a professional."
Yeah.
And that's a big deal. So
I've done a lot for a free T-shirt
yeah, I
in
know.
my volunteering days, or
Back in the day, yeah,
even coaching days.
yeah,
So I'm like, wow, let me see if I could get a T-shirt so I look nice.
yeah,
Look the rest of the guys
yeah. Or stand on
on
the
the field.
sideline. That'd
That's
be
right.
good too. Yeah.
Yeah,
As a dad, you want to stand on the
that's
sideline. Yeah,
right.
I get that.
Yeah. So as you moved from Colorado up to Alaska, and then you came here, started coaching the Eagle, and
Yeah.
then started a pretty famous little club lacrosse team called Sawtooth.
Yeah. So coming from Colorado, and Colorado is literally like 30 years ahead of Idaho.
Mm-hmm.
They've been sanctioned since the late 90s. And I was on the board there when we got sanctioned, and we had to, go talk to the high school lacrosse or high school athletics association,
Yeah.
CHASA in Colorado, and say, kind of, you know, justify why we should be sanctioned and what we can provide to the schools and things. And uh, Getting here, I realized that there were no feeder programs. TVYL was great. It just started a few years earlier.
Yeah.
But it was still, kind of like PAL soccer. It was parents running it, and it was great, but it could be more. And there were parents from Eagle that I was in contact with, and BK, and a couple from Rocky that said, "Listen, is there anything else out there?" And so myself and a gal named Tracy Garrett, who was the girls' coach at Eagle, and one of my best friends named Scott Billing, who was a youth coach, hockey coach.
Yep.
Um, we got together, and the couple other gentlemen put together Sawtooth Lacrosse Club. And we didn't make any bones about it. It was, if you wanted that extra experience,
Mhm.
we had paid coaches. They were certified. They took the U.S. lacrosse coaching classes, and you paid a little extra for it.
Yeah.
But we had youth all the way up through high school. The high school team was phenomenal, and it was the first time that you brought kids from different schools together and
Mhm.
actually practiced and then travel, and that was great. That spawned all Idaho high school team, which I coached for a year
Yep.
with John Mundy, who eventually ended up being at Timberline. He helped me coach at Eagle and then went to Timberline. I think that's kind of the foundation,
Yeah.
because there is like AAU basketball or American Legion baseball. There's a group of families that want more, and so we
Yeah.
provided that, and it's I think that was the impetus for the True
Mhm.
and some other clubs that were going at the time, and
Yeah.
you know it's become a. I'm glad to see like City Side 208 come in, and some other programs that are popping up that just provide opportunities.
Yeah.
You know, um, True didn't work for our family,
Hmm.
but it works for some. City Side works for more people, or works for people,
Sure.
and you give people opportunities, and they find a program that fits.
Hmm.
Maybe the commitment level, maybe it's the price. I
Yeah.
don't know, but if they have those opportunities, I think that's how you kind of grow that game.
Yeah. I agree.
You know,
We were a outlaw family
yeah,
originally.
outlaws are great.
Hmm. And it was fun. And eventually my son was like, hey, I kind of want to see what's more out
Yeah,
there, not just in the Northwest. And Outlaw did travel far.
yeah.
Salt Lake for sure. I think Nevada. I can't remember if they ever did a California trip, but
Was that Bend tournament? Did you guys ever go to that
we
Bend
did the
one?
Bend one. That was a
Great.
good tournament.
Yeah.
Yeah, same for the Sisters one way
Yep.
back when. That
Yep.
was always nice to hang out in that town. So they did
Yeah.
some cool stuff, and eventually he was just kind of like thirsty for
Yeah.
more. And it's amazing once you get out, say 300 miles from
Yeah.
here or a little further, how much the game changes. And then not only for like the parents, or I'm sorry, for the kid and their experience, and then but also the parent,
Oh
right?
yeah.
And then you kind of hit this like, oh,
Yeah.
this is what it's supposed to
Yeah.
look like. Not saying there was anything bad with what was going on, what we were doing.
Yeah.
It's just different. And once you get exposed to anything,
Yeah.
your
Well,
perception changes.
I think back to like when Michael Jordan showed up in the NBA, he was
Hmm.
doing things that
Right.
nobody else did. But
Right.
once kids saw him, then they try to emulate that.
Right.
And I know with my boys, my older one played Wasatch
Hmm.
Lacrosse Club out of Salt Lake, and we would travel to the East Coast. And our first, even me, who had
Right.
the background and had seen that, you get there and go, oh, okay, so this is lacrosse,
Yeah.
right? And it's legitimate. These are athletes. These aren't just
Hmm.
kids that played in the off season
Right.
from football or whatever.
Yeah.
These are kids that that play. That's their sport. And as soon as that people started to see that,
Hmm.
I think there was a big boom in talent and numbers, like from 2016, 2017, 18 up to COVID, that I thought the sport was really taking off.
Yeah. I
Um,
agree.
yeah, and it was good to see. Once that happened, you get more kids, you get
Hmm.
more programs. Um, we moved here. Centennial was on like a 3-year winning streak. They were like 45-0
Yeah.
when we first moved
I
here.
remember when they were just at like a powerhouse for
Yeah.
some reason. They just had the
Yep.
dudes going.
Yep. And now you've got,
Mhm.
you look at the Valley Views and the Cunas,
Right.
um,
Yeah,
and
we
then
were
all the
talking
ones
about
that
that
are
earlier.
that are out east and up north, and you're like, okay,
Yeah.
you know, um, that's the growth of the game. How do we support that is probably the next question. Because
Yeah.
obviously there are families that want to play it at a higher level.
Hmm.
So then how do we support that? That's
Great
probably the
question. What do
yeah
you think?
to support that.
Yeah.
Well, I think it has to start locally.
Hmm.
I think stuff like this,
Yeah.
right? You highlight kids, you highlight games. Anybody can get on and watch a game.
Yeah.
Um, I think that the high school programs have a responsibility to support the youth programs.
Yeah.
Um, we've had coaches in our program during the springtime go help with our middle school league team. I was on the board, started the middle school league team number of years, or the middle school league number of years ago, and TVYLL was angry. You're taking our seventh and
Hmm.
eighth graders. It's like, okay, well, let's not work against each other. Why don't you guys focus on the youth? Let the middle school focus on middle school, and let the high school focus on high school, and then we all work together. Um, and it's it was rough in the beginning, but now if we can have uh, schools, high schools, support the kids that are in their area,
Hmm.
um, and that we talked about earlier is that
Yeah.
township model.
Yep.
If you can support the third and fourth grade team and the fifth and sixth grade team, and then the middle school team and the high school team, and it's all kids that are maybe destined for the same high school,
Yep.
the same couple of middle schools,
Hmm.
or junior highs, depending on where you are. Um, and those kids get to know each other. I mean, we do a lacrosse camp where we call them the Cubs, Grizzly
Hmm.
lacrosse T-shirts.
Yeah.
Kids are wearing those at the elementary school. I got kids in my middle school classes that walk in and they've got Rocky lacrosse gear on, right? So you start to build that camaraderie and that community.
Well, and that expectation of where you're going.
Yeah, and yeah, it's really,
It's like
yeah,
this little propaganda
yeah.
too that helps out there.
Oh, it is.
Hey, this is where you're going to go. This is where
Yeah,
you belong.
yeah. You build that
Yeah.
community. And we don't, tryouts is kind of instead of kid wanting to impress a coach
Mhm.
and get on their radar or whatever. Um, we go ask kids. We watch kids. Uh, like I have a nice situation being a middle school teacher that I can see kids
Yep.
off the lacrosse field. I can see them off the athletic field.
Yeah.
Like, oh, do you play anything in the springtime? Oh no. Well, hey, I got something for you.
Right.
And that's what it takes, right? That's
Yeah.
what it
That's
takes
no
to
different than what football does
right.
day in and day out.
You go get kids you think fit in the program, and they're maybe not necessarily the best athletes or the biggest,
Sure.
strongest, fastest, but they fit.
Hmm.
You go find those kids that fit,
Yeah.
um, and you show them how much you care, what you can do for them, what they can get from the program,
Yep.
uh, and then they're all in.
I guess if you could, like, if I were to describe a lacrosse player, it'd almost be impossible
Yeah.
because there's all shapes and sizes
Oh yeah.
and physical abilities. That's kind of the thing about the game
Yeah.
is there's not a prototype, right? There is some that are amazing,
Yeah.
those big, strong guys that like Brennan O'Neill,
Yeah.
but he would succeed at any sport he plays.
Right.
So
Yeah. You get a
yeah,
kid.
there's athletes that are athletes, but that doesn't mean if you're not Brennan O'Neill, you're not going to be
Right.
amazing on the team. So
Well, you look at like I said, lacrosse used to be a off-season thing,
mhm,
right? When I was in high school, I played football too, but you would get football players that would show up and they wanted to stay in shape, want to hit somebody, give me a stick, ha ha, right? But it's evolved, right? On the East Coast, there are tons of schools that don't have football, and their
yeah,
best athletes are soccer, basketball, lacrosse,
hmm,
and lacrosse is legitimate.
yeah,
And so once you started getting kids that were bigger, stronger, faster to choose lacrosse, then you start looking around going, okay, not only do we want those guys, right? And they bring their football buddies or whatever,
hmm,
right? You get a kid that is fast, quick, good hands, may not be tall enough for basketball, maybe 155 pounds, not put on the football team,
yeah,
but he's got all the traits for lacrosse, right? And he can succeed.
hmm,
And maybe it's a niche sport, maybe it's not your, at least around here, it's not that uh, uh,
yeah. It's not the
big
cool
time,
guy. Yeah,
right? Yeah,
sure.
the Friday Night Lights and stuff. Um,
Not yet.
Not yet. Yeah, there's a path to doing that, but it does offer the sport offers many kids of different abilities the opportunity to play and to enjoy it and have fun.
Yep,
That's huge.
I
That
agree.
that's huge.
So we talked big picture. Now
So
I want to focus it
yeah,
back in on Rocky Lacrosse and what describe the identity of Rocky Lacrosse.
yeah. So reflecting the values of the community.
Mhm.
Um, all schools are different. Our clientele, our demographics are different, um, and being able to uh, kind of feed off of that um, and bring kids into the program that represent what we think is important. Um, so I think our kids are gritty. I think our kids are hardworking. Um, I think that they value what they get because it's earned. We have incentive programs. We talked
Mhm.
before we
Yep.
started recording about helmet stickers and things.
Right.
Not everyone gets one. It's nice to have on your helmet, um, but we do our armbands
Yeah.
that give kids the ability to go out and practice and to show up to off-season events and our community service program and build on that. And I think that the kids that come through our program end up um, as great young men. I want them to be good fathers and good husbands someday, and I want them to be great in the classroom. And lacrosse for me was a means to an end. It helped me get into college. It's helped me
Mhm.
coach. It's helped me define who I am. And if that's how it worked for some other kids, then great. And if I can help that happen,
Yeah.
I think that's the ultimate. Um, and I think the kids come through our program, they have those values, they have those.
Yeah. Let's talk about those
Yeah,
values.
yeah,
If you were to like mission vision kind of a statement there,
yeah,
like they always try to talk you into setting that mission statement.
yeah.
What are the core values, I guess?
So we've got 4 pillars:
Okay.
um, family, community,
Mhm.
uh, academics, athletics,
Okay.
in that order. And sometimes, excuse me, that the athletics and the family may not gel.
Yeah.
There may be a family emergency, or someone needs to go to Big Brother's graduation. They miss practice.
Yep.
That comes first. Um, Being connected to your community. We have a program where, excuse me, the kids have to uh, put in community service hours. In the past, we have worked with Boise Bicycle Project on their holiday bicycle giveaway, and we show up with our jerseys, and we have 30 kids that are runners. We go grab the bikes from the warehouse and bring them
Mhm.
back to the kids, help the kids get fitted and everything for their bikes. That's giving back to the community. That for our kids who come from,
Mhm.
middle, upper middle class families, helps them see kids that don't have a lot, you know. And my hope is that they appreciate what they have more, and they're more willing to give back. So that's an important one for us.
Mhm.
Academics. Let's be honest. The kids are, they're student athletes. Student comes first,
Yep.
right? And
I
that
agree.
sounds cliche, but
I,
in our
th-
program,
I think it gets forgotten about.
yeah, um, our kids need to have a 3.2 GPA to play. And I'm a teacher,
Mhm.
so I can bring up their grades,
Yeah.
right? And they do grade checks. We keep constant vigilance on that, because that is why they're here, right? Lacrosse can be or football or any other sport,
Yep.
is, it's an outlet. It's a great way to build teamwork and teaches life lessons. But if you're not getting it done in the classroom, uh, you shouldn't be able to do the other stuff, because the classroom is most important. We've got kids on our team that make my job easy, because we've got kids
Mhm.
that have 4.0s. We got a 4.2 kid, which is like 4.2,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But they understand that if they want to play, that they need to get down the classroom. And there's another part of that too that I think is important for the coaches. My role, I think, is uh, not necessarily to be that sage on the stage, the one telling them what to do,
Mhm.
but I'm guiding them, hopefully, to make those decisions, to to build their own themselves, right? To
Yeah.
start that journey to become the young man they're supposed to be, with their values and stuff from their families and from the community and from us, um, and provide them some structure to see this is their hard work, this is what they put into it.
Yeah.
They have to live up to expectations. They got to do what they're supposed to do off the field, and then on the field, you're a better person because you've demonstrated perseverance.
Sure.
You failed a class, you got to get that grade up before you can
Yeah.
play. How much does lacrosse matter? And if it keeps them in the classroom and it keeps
Absolutely.
them going,
I think
yeah,
a lot of those athletes that maybe are athlete first,
yeah,
like they care more about the sport than the classroom. You'll see their attendance ticks up during the
oh,
season, right?
100%,
So it's getting them there. They're showing up.
yeah,
They're learning,
yeah,
whether they like it or not. And just to kind of add to what you're saying is that sometimes these young players just need to know that someone is going to hold them accountable.
oh yeah,
Not that their parents aren't, but it's different sometimes when a third party
yeah.
says it, or know that they got their back. Right? Because there's someone there. It's like, hey, if I'm struggling, this person's going to hear me in a different way
Yeah.
and be able to talk about things that maybe you can't talk about elsewhere. So,
Well, I tell you what, one of the things that I use, I'm gonna give away one of my secrets.
all right.
One of the things that I use is, it's an old adage. They have to know how much you care about them,
Hmm.
uh, how much you love them, right? And uh, that you're there for them. And once that they understand that, and they're bought in 100%. That you know that you care about them off the lacrosse field,
Absolutely.
right?
Yeah.
That you ask about, hey, I know your grandma was in the hospital. How's she doing? How are things at the house? Um, that English grade you had last week. How are we doing on that? Do you need time? That's another thing, right? If kids have a project,
Yeah.
I tell them you need to call me.
Yep.
If you need time, there are consequences, right? Yes, that's important. And let's say you're on Man Up and you missed a day
Mhm.
we put in a set or something. That's a consequence. So the lesson is do your work,
Yeah.
get it done before it starts to hurt yourself,
Yep.
your lacrosse team, and you on the lacrosse field. Um,
And I good coaches help get the resources
oh yeah,
needed if
oh,
if they're
100%.
struggling, right? And then by making
Yeah,
those relationships, like you taking that time to just say, "Hey, how
yeah,
are we doing today?" Right? It's a
right,
5 minutes. Uh, but you're building that thing. It's like you're checking in. You're getting
yeah,
to know them. You know whether or not that grade's going
yes,
well. You
and
can
then
almost feel like, "Hey, is this young man struggling?
yeah,
Let's get out in front of
right,
that. What resources do you need here to make this happen?" So a
yeah.
little
Well,
more
one of the things is,
proactive.
once they see that and that you love them no matter what, right? You don't have to be
Yeah.
the best scorer on the team or the best defender, whatever. I'm going to love you because you're out here doing more
Yep.
than anybody else will do in the school, right?
Mhm.
You're dedicating yourself to being here at practice, hours, film, all that. Um, Once they see that and they feel that, then they're all in. And if a coach can get a player to give everything they have to the program because they want to repay the coach or they want to impress the coach or they want to show the coach, you know, their appreciation. Here's how I show my gratitude.
Sure.
I'm early to practice. I'm,
Mhm.
busting my butt on the field. I'm staying after for films, all that kind of stuff. They will they'll run through a wall for you,
Yep.
right? And once they do that, then the coaching is easy. Then the lacrosse is easy because you know that they're going to run till they drop
Yeah.
because they now have buy-in.
Yep.
They value the program, they value the relationships. Um, and that's a life skill, right?
Yeah.
You're out in the workplace, you got
Mhm.
camaraderie in future groups and in a job. And if you buy in and you want to work hard for your boss,
Yeah.
it's not a job. Then
Right.
it's easy.
Yeah.
So,
And it's amazing once those young players unlock that capability. Like,
oh yeah,
oh, look at this. I can do
yep,
all these things.
yep,
And now like the belief in yourself,
yeah,
man, that's when sky's the limit. And when you see that as a coach and that like unlocked
yep.
in a player,
Oh yeah.
and it's just like they're not thinking anymore
Well,
and they're just going.
yeah. We talk
It's
about
unbelievable.
we don't want easy. We want possible.
Yeah.
Nothing good
Sure.
is easy, right? I remember last year I got uh, some static from some parents and from other programs that we didn't want to play any of the single A teams. And no offense to the single A teams, but we want to challenge ourselves and we want to play the best possible talent we can.
Mhm.
So signing up Boise twice and signing up BK twice, right? Just to play in the regular season.
Yeah.
Um, that's what uh, by challenging ourselves and playing the best competition we can sign up for is going to make us better. Um, this upcoming season, uh, we're playing Jackson Hole, Bozeman, Bishop Montague out of Reno,
Yeah.
and then the double A schedule. And that's the best we can play against. Put yourself against the best teams out there and the best talent. Um,
Why wouldn't you want to?
yeah. Yeah.
I get it. And I get both sides too, back to the single A.
Oh yeah.
They want to get better.
Yeah.
And you guys are
Well,
the
they
same,
should.
right?
And that's the whole point. And
Yeah.
I'm not necessarily
I'm not belittling what you just said, but
no, I know.
they need to get better too, and that's why they're like, "Why won't you play us?" They respect you
Yeah.
guys and think of you in that way, where they're
Yeah.
trying to play the best,
Yeah.
and you guys are one of
Yeah.
the considered one of the best around here. So
Yeah.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
so anyway,
But so a little more about the team,
yeah.
uh, because I love this part,
Sure.
right? The talking about building future leaders and
Yep.
whatnot. In a locker room, metaphorically,
Yeah.
because here in Idaho, we don't get locker rooms very often for lacrosse, but what's a leader look like in your locker room?
He's a guy that's not in the locker room. And I say that because he's the first one on the practice field. We're very fortunate, since I teach at Heritage. We've had a couple of the athletic fields at Heritage that we've kind of roped off as ours for the past 5 or 6 years.
Yeah.
Um, and the kids that are out there first,
Yeah.
leading by example, I don't have to say anything. I don't have to walk up to like the new freshmen we were talking about before we started recording. I don't have to tell them, look at so and so or look at so and so, right? Britt Kelly and Cody Wheeler and Luke Crane are the first people on the field, right? Well, they're the first people out there because that's what a leader does,
Yeah.
right? You set that example. Do we have a hype guy? Sure, right? We got guys that jump around, and that's great, right? The emotion is awesome, but you get guys that come to practice. If I say I say if you're on time, you're late, right?
Yeah. Well, that's a
Um,
military background.
yeah, and you get to practice, and you don't wait for me to tell you to put your hat on,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And you got
We've
there.
been doing this long enough. You know what to
Yeah.
do.
So in our locker room, the kids that are the leaders are the ones that are doing what it takes on the field in the classroom. Again, that comes back to the incentive program.
Yeah.
You see kids walking around, and they've got these bands either on their wrist or on their bag, uh, and the kids go, "Oh, there's a correlation. That kid's done all of that. He's got his bands, and look at him. That's an all-state kid. That's a 4-year starter. That's
Yeah.
a, you know,
Mhm.
and that's what a leader does. Number one, I think. But another side of that is the leader holds kids accountable. Um, it's much more powerful, I think, as a player when a fellow player comes to me and says, "You need to do better. You were late to practice
Right.
today. You need to stay after, blah blah," rather than a coach getting on you, right?
Mhm.
Because in my mind, as a player, I've disappointed my teammates. I can coach is upset at me. I get that.
Yeah.
I was late, whatever. But because I was late, those guys, the rest of my teammates, didn't get the right type of practice or didn't get as much out of our pre-practice warm up as we should have because I
Mhm.
wasn't here.
Yeah.
That's huge. I don't want to as a player, I don't want to disappoint
Yeah.
them,
I agree.
right? So we have two ways the captain does that. Britton Kelly has been our sole. We call him a skipper. He's been our lead captain the past couple of years. He's good at that. He'll tell a kid, "Why aren't you here?" Right? You hold him accountable. And then we have position captains, and we have our D captain, and we have our midfield, and we have our attack captain, and then like vice captains, I guess, to
Sure.
borrow a rugby term. Those guys go to the like it was an attackman that was late. He goes, "You can't do that, right? We got to do our power passing. We got to do
Mhm.
our warm ups. We need you here for that." So the captain holds teammates accountable. Um, and when someone, breaks our rules or is not doing what they're supposed to do, I go to the captains and say, "Okay, you guys, you
Right.
figure this out,
Yeah.
right? What do you think is so and so missed class, cut class, or so and so did
Mhm.
this?" I tell Britt in this case, and Britt goes to the other captains and says, "What do we want to do?" And they say he needs to run after practice, or he needs to apologize
Right.
to his teacher for missing class,
Sure.
apologize to his parent, whatever.
Or why?
Yeah,
Right. Why did
right.
he miss?
Yeah, and
Mhm.
then they do that, right? That gives them ownership. It empowers them to be leaders and to bring the team
Mhm.
to where their values and um, what they think is important. And of course, from a coach's point of view, you have to let them do that, right? I have to have the confidence. I put the ego aside. You have to have the
Yep.
confidence and say, what I've taught these boys the past 4 years,
Mhm.
our captains know what is expected. They can then go uh, bring the others along or teach,
Right.
right? Teach the underclassmen, teach the new guys what it means to be a
Mhm.
Grizzly. And
Yeah.
that takes care of it
Yeah. And
in
we talked about that
90% of the situation.
building up the program
Yeah.
from the and I don't know if you want to give Joe Danville a little props. I know there was
Oh, oh no, I think Joe,
yeah, as
we
far as that,
talked
yeah, talking about that youth to high school.
we talked
Uh,
beforehand, and I
yeah.
think Timberline's got it,
Hmm.
got it,
Yeah.
and obviously they are proving it
Yeah.
on the field. Um, they've had that township model
Right.
for a few years.
And I guess I'm trying to use that to play into, at each level, there's those young men,
Yeah.
those leaders, or gals, right?
Yeah.
That are holding their teammates responsible. And as they move up, it is not abnormal. It is now the norm and the standard, right?
Yeah.
So, and it becomes easier as you go and as you. I'm just kind of summarizing a little bit, but also thinking like in my world of work, just normal
Yeah.
day to day, like the more squared away people are as they move up, the more you invest in them before they
Yeah.
hit the next level. I mean, the sky's the limit, even
Yeah.
more so. So,
Well, we talked earlier, we've got a good group of freshmen coming in that have
mhm,
been in our middle school program for
yeah,
3 years now. And they rolled into the fall. I really didn't know as a group
yeah,
where they would be big variety, skills wise. But we started teaching them our offense, the basics, a few years ago. So instead of them coming in here
mhm,
in the fall and then now in the spring and now working from there, they're coming in with this level of knowledge.
yeah,
So now we don't build from here, we build from here, right? And
yeah,
that allows us, like you said, the sky's the limit. If we can build from here and go up,
yeah.
and
Especially time,
yeah,
right? Time management alone.
yes, yeah, the time you dedicate in practice to
Yeah,
teaching, to repetitions,
yeah,
our senior group, all of them have played varsity for 4 years. This will be their fourth year.
mhm,
Um, Cody Wheeler and Owen Mitchell played as eighth graders
yeah.
because we didn't have enough kids, which is to see the fluctuation of kids,
It's
right?
crazy right now.
Um, so it'll be their fifth year. They When they come to practice each year, and this will be their third year with Alan Morgan as our offensive coordinator.
Hmm.
First year with Alan was rough because he's speaking as a college coach,
Yeah,
but he's not coaching it high school kids as a youth coach. He's coaching them here. He's bringing them up.
hmm,
So now last year, I think our offense was phenomenal. So we get to this point, and now we had a couple kids graduate that were great on the field, right?
hmm,
But we still have a base that now Alan's going to build from here and go to there. So theoretically, if you can do that from sixth grade
yeah,
to seniors in high school, and
yeah,
that's what Timberline
hmm,
has been doing, and I know they had some bumps,
yeah,
but Joe's worked uh, tirelessly to get that continuum. That's that's how you build your community. That's how you build a team. Um, that's how you ingrain the values that you want in your program. You get parent buy-in.
that's right.
I mean, it all. If you can do that, yeah, that's powerful.
Yeah,
That takes off, and
that's
it
the
almost has a
that's what it takes to get that
yeah.
dynasty
It's
going,
its own
right?
monster. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Wow, that's
That's what
exciting.
I'm working on. That's what I'm working on.
Okay.
Yeah,
Um, Let me ask you this. You've been at it a while.
yeah.
Cody's last year,
Cody's last year.
youngest kid, right?
Yeah,
Last one in
yeah,
the system. This season,
yeah.
I know you're hyped for Cody.
This is big.
This is big. He
Yeah,
just had a great run on football.
yeah,
Um, Lacrosse, he's already committed to Hobart.
yeah. How about that?
How about that?
Oh,
That's
yeah.
awesome.
He signed the other day.
Yeah,
That was
signing
awesome.
day,
Yeah,
November 11th. Is that
yeah.
signing day?
His
Something like that.
his his recruiting class at Hobart all had they exchanged pictures of them
Hmm.
at their school, behind tables and everything, and
Yeah,
and made a big deal out of it. And Rocky doesn't do theirs until the spring. So
yeah.
we set up a Hobart flag in our kitchen
Hmm.
and had Cody sign it and
Yep.
send it to his coach and stuff. And yeah, he's what an amazing opportunity.
Yeah.
You know, again, it's a means to an end. He's going to go to a phenomenal school.
Yep.
Um, he's going to have opportunity to play lacrosse at the highest level. Um, Tradition. We went for our official trip.
Hmm.
The We meet the head coach. This is a great story. Meet the head coach.
Yeah.
He's talking about this and good guy, and then have what they envision Cody doing. Blah blah blah. But instead of going back out the main door of his office, we go out the side door, and it goes out into their athletic
Hmm.
hall of fame.
Oh, nice.
And literally, you look up, and there's 16 national championship trophies stacked up.
Yeah.
And Cody's a old school gym rat, appreciates tradition.
Mhm.
He looked up, he's like, "That's the greatest uh, sale job ever to
Yeah.
walk out and look at that and go, you want to be part of that." So he's excited about that. But we have other kids too.
Hmm.
Um, Cole Jacobson's going to C of I.
Yep.
Uh, um, Owen Mitchell's going to C of I. And C of I is getting like some of the top kids from the Valley.
Yeah.
Both C of I and NNU, their programs are taking off.
Yep.
I know NNU is going to be D2 coming up.
Yep. This season.
And Tom Blanchard's done a great job out
Hmm.
there. Um, But anyway, so yeah, so we have back to our program.
Yeah.
Sorry. Um,
Well, that's fine. We can
yeah.
talk about anything you want.
No, I
Because,
just
the thing is like, yeah, you're a coach, been a coach a long time. You're
yeah,
also a dad,
yeah.
and you get to share this last season
Oh
with
yeah,
your son,
yeah.
and
Well,
and for the last 4 or 5 years, really.
I've
So,
had a great run.
and your previous son,
Yeah.
right?
So Brett was a freshman when I first started coaching when Tom Blanchard
Yep.
asked me to coach at Rocky. So I came over from Eagle,
Mhm.
um, and gave up the head job at Eagle and wanted to be in our program,
Yeah.
right in Rocky. And Brett was a freshman, and then when Tom left, they asked me to be the head coach. So worked with Brett and his group, won a state championship. Cody rolls in as an eighth grader. We've been building ever since.
Yeah.
Um, and it allows me to coach. I live a mile from practice,
Yeah.
a mile from school, so I'm in the community, right?
Hmm.
Um, it's it allows me to be with them and to see that growth and development, which I'm very fortunate, very lucky to
Yeah.
be able to do that. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's
So
great.
anyway,
So yeah, should be a big season. Um, I'm going to have some folks back pre-spring,
yeah.
and we'll talk about if you'd like to come back.
Oh yeah,
We'll talk pre-spring
yeah.
and what that season looks like. And then, but still, I'd still like to get into more
Sure.
yourself and
Yeah.
about the program and just lacrosse in general
Okay,
here.
let's do that.
Uh, so I guess that, you can't run this all by yourself.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
So, plenty of volunteers. Anybody you'd like to
Well,
give a
okay,
little
so
spotlight to, and maybe, what the ones that maybe were around that aren't now, just
yeah,
kind of, I mean, how often do we get to thank people,
yeah. Well, there's
especially deserve it a lot, maybe don't get out thank you. So
yeah. Well, it's cliche. There's so many people,
yeah,
right?
right.
Um, so when I first started, we had um, a board president named Jason Seaver.
Yeah, I
He's
know
he's been
Seavers well.
around for a long time. I just saw him
Mhm,
the other night. Both of his sons have played.
mhm.
Great kids, great family, but tireless supporter of both football and lacrosse.
Yeah.
Um, and then during my oldest son, during his time, is a guy named Mike Almanza, Eli Almanza's
Mhm.
dad, who was our
Yeah.
our board president. And those people set that foundation, set the expectation, right? Um, we had another dad, one of our players, Josh Arntz, came in. The president sets that expectation,
Mhm.
and the expectation is that to the parents that these are your boys, right? And yes, it's great to watch them from the sideline, but we need help setting up the field. We
Yeah.
need help with fundraisers. We need help with goodie bags, game day meals, uh, all that stuff that goes into
Yeah.
it, the behind the scenes. So all the parents have stepped up. The boards have been very supportive.
Mhm.
Um, uh, Shout out Jeff Thompson and um, more
Mhm.
guys along the way that have done a great job of helping out um, and leading that um, that group.
Yeah.
Um, the current president, Ryan Kelly, his son Britt, who is headed to Arizona Christian to play lacrosse
Mhm.
next year. He's now in his second term because he wanted to be sure that we take everything that we've had done in the past and be sure that it's funneled in the right direction and he understands what it takes.
Yeah.
Um, One of the dads, Gary Mitchell, is our field painter, and a lot of people don't think about that, right? But that is a tireless, thankless job to get up on a Saturday morning,
Mhm.
snow or no snow,
Yep.
and he's got this truck and he brings out this big paint compressor
Yep.
and I show up and we help it. He mows down the lines and then paints the lines so when the district goes over, they don't mow
Yep.
the lines away. Um, and it's things like that. People that coordinate the senior gifts, the banners we have at the stadium. I mean, all that stuff takes time and effort. And like I said, um, too many to mention.
Mhm.
Just that the parent board and volunteers are backbone. It allows me to coach.
Yeah.
It allows the kids to concentrate on playing, and that's the bottom line. You
Yeah.
know, um,
Yeah.
yeah, they're paramount. They're invaluable. Yeah,
Let me ask you, as a coach, coaching influences
yeah.
for you.
Yeah, I like that question. So I had to think back to the most influential coach I had.
Okay.
So over time, every coach I've had, I steal something from,
Well,
right?
that's the deal.
Yeah, and I don't make any bones about it.
Mhm.
If there's a good drill I see, like if I'm going with Cody's West Coast Stars team to a tournament in Delaware, and I see a drill, I'm stealing
Yeah,
that,
absolutely.
right? And I have this
Yeah.
the thing on my phone, and I describe it. Then I'll go back to the hotel and I'll draw it out and I share it with coaches. Um, but how you treat kids
Mhm.
is hugely important. Um, there's a coach I had growing up, my little league football coach. I remember his name is Galen Graff, and I wasn't a great football player, you know, but he made you feel like you were a great football player. He made you feel like you could run through a wall. And I met him later on. He was in his 70s or 80s, and I was uh, coaching at Overland High School and then Regis Jesuit
Mhm.
outside Denver. And I saw him at a coach's clinic. He was speaking, and I went up and I introduced myself. He totally remembered me. Said, I'm like, okay, whatever.
At
Um,
least he's good at acting.
yes,
Oh, yeah,
exactly.
absolutely, buddy. How you
But
doing?
his philosophy was you put kids in a position to be successful. And we talked about earlier. If a kid
Mhm.
can't do it, then he's not going to be successful. He's not
Yeah.
going to want to be there. So put him in a position where he thinks he's the best and he can run, and he will.
Yep.
Um,
Yeah.
so he taught me that.
Mhm.
Um, and then when I was at Regis, the head coach there, great guy by the name of Jim Soren, played at Navy. He runs the Vail Lacrosse Classic, been doing it for years.
Okay.
Um, he taught me how to be firm but fair and to ride kids because if you get to know them, you know how far you can push them,
That's right.
right? And you know each kid's individual. Some kid needs a pat on the back. Some kids need a swat on the butt,
Yep.
right? Not literally, but you know
Yeah,
what I mean.
I get you.
And once you know how to push a kid or how to push them, when to push them, how far to push them, then you get the most out of them. So he instilled that in me. Um, and the further I went in my coaching career, the further I expanded that repertoire, I guess, that
Yeah.
toolkit,
Yep.
that tool belt, I guess, as a coach.
Absolutely.
And
I think the kids call it a bag now.
yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Right.
Um, and so I've taken stuff.
Yeah.
I was a GA at Colorado State in the football program, and Urban Meyer was the wide receivers coach.
Mhm.
And I followed him around because I just liked what he did, and then he went on. He's gone on to do
Sure.
great stuff. I had a head coach that I coached under at Fort Collins High School named Pete Monty, who played at Notre Dame, and he would tell Ara Parsegian stories all day. And if you know
Yeah.
Notre Dame football, I mean that's like
Yeah.
that's you know the that's it when we talk about coaching, and so I've taken all these things and he kind of over time made things my own.
Mhm.
And I hope that the kids that are now from my program that are coaching uh, understand better why I did the things the way we did,
Yeah.
and I look at Elijah Almanza and he's got a couple like 3 or 4 kids from Rocky that are on his staff at T Line,
Mhm.
and they're doing great things, right? So you take from others, and then hopefully others
Yeah.
through your career take from you, and it's all the best,
Yeah. All
Um,
good and bad, right? Like,
right. Oh, you have
oh
to see the
man,
bad.
like there was no way I want to carry that trait on,
Right.
and that
Yeah.
in the real world too. Like not that coaching isn't, but once you get a job
Yeah.
and everything, you're gonna have great supervisors and managers, and you're gonna have bad ones,
Right.
right?
And
Oh,
if you're a supervisor or manager, how can you be
oh,
your best?
absolutely.
Right? How do you treat the people that in your charge?
Mhm.
So, yeah, all of that's been helped me form the coach I am, and then I'm a teacher at heart,
Yep.
at my core, um, and so I think it's a pretty good combination of the hands-on teaching approach, pedagogy, how it works,
Hmm.
to get them to learn the physical traits and the mental side of the game, but also it's only part of it.
Yeah.
There's the kid part too.
Yep.
So yeah, I think we've done a pretty good job. I think that over the years, um, yeah, from coaching football in Alaska and Colorado and
Mhm.
coaching football here for a while to lacrosse in Colorado and here has been give me opportunity to definitely
Yeah.
uh, to teach, but also to figure out who I am too as a dad, as a coach.
Yeah. Grow
So
individually.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Okay. Listen, I appreciate you sharing that.
Of course.
Like we don't have a forum for this, and
Yeah.
that's kind of part of the goal is just to
That's
get the
why
human
I'm glad
side.
you
And
called.
yeah, I've been trying to get more and more. I apologize. I've just got to work. This thing
No,
doesn't
I
pay,
know.
believe it or not.
I know. But this is great, though. I mean, we talked about this
Yeah.
walking in.
So, um, but let's talk a little more about, or let's dig into some fun stuff.
Okay.
Let's talk about game day rituals. Are you that guy?
I only have one.
Okay, I want to hear it.
I wear the same pair of socks all season.
Different socks each season,
No.
hopefully.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Yeah. But game socks are always the same pair.
All right.
That's the superstition I had back when I was playing.
Sure.
Everything else, again, that's something you give to the kids.
Mm-hmm.
Let them have ownership.
Yeah.
You guys, locker room music, it's you. I don't like it.
Yeah.
And since we played over the loudspeaker at Rocky, let's be sure that it's
Yeah.
somewhat clean.
Yeah. The neighbors aren't calling.
Yeah,
Right?
exactly. But that's you guys, right?
Yeah.
Right now we're talking about new practice jerseys. You let the kids design those. The kids wanted these,
Yeah.
right? That's you let kids. What do you want? You guys want new jerseys? You want
Sure.
team socks? Fine, you design them. You
Yeah.
want to do helmet stickers? No helmet stickers. All that kind of the rituals and the traditions and stuff. Most of that is kid developed.
Yeah.
Which I think is
on the program side. I'm wondering about the guy himself. Which is great because they're creating that ownership in the program and their team.
Yeah.
And as far as their own game days or whatever that might be, traditions and nonsense and knuckleheads.
I guess for me, I'm a X's and O's guy.
Okay. So maybe it's more in prep than it is
Yeah.
a ritual or superstition.
Okay, that's another philosophy. I believe if a coach does his job right, that there shouldn't be a lot of coaching during the game. You can put people in positions. You can sub, right, for situations. But who do you sub and when you sub? That's all the prep.
Yeah.
I'm a big rugby fan, and international rugby, the coaches sit up in the press box. There's nobody on the sideline except for the trainers, right? And the guy in charge is the captain, the skipper. He makes all the decisions on the field because the coaches and the other players know that they've prepped. And every situation they think is going to come up, they know what's going to happen, and they know how to deal with it or what they want to do.
Yeah.
I think that's a place that I try to get to. And I have a booming voice.
Yep.
I've had some parents that on the other teams that don't like that,
Yeah.
but they don't understand.
Yeah.
I don't think they understand that.
I think there's something to be said about a coach's voice and being able to penetrate.
Well,
and
yeah,
hear.
that's a great, yeah. But I don't worry about what other people think. It's me and my kids.
Right.
And during the games, if it's loud, that's great. But it's usually not adjustments that I'm making other than maybe subbing and things. It's letting the kids do it. It's such a game that flows.
Yeah.
Football is start, stop, start, stop. Coaches calling plays, which is great. But I call lacrosse basketball with sticks. You have a set, you have a philosophy. Here's what we want to do. We want to run half field, whatever. If you've prepped them, I remember I got asked a number of years ago. I have this little tripod seat that I sit on the sideline. I had a coach ask, "Well, are you hurt? Why do you sit there?" I'm like, "I'm watching.
Yeah,
I don't have to be going up and down the sideline." A few years ago, I had a great assistant, Carson Plant, ran the sub box. Run the sub box. I'm gonna sit and watch. This is great.
Yes, that's his job.
Yeah, this is kind of what it's come to.
Yeah.
We put all our work in during the week. Let's see what happens.
Yes.
Let the kids do it.
Right.
I can't catch
I
them.
mean, the head coach on a football team isn't running the offensive line, right? At some point, you break down those roles and responsibilities, and that's the correct way. And you trust your people to execute.
You trust the kids,
right? And
if they're out there, I mean, one thing we do, like our man up, we've got a philosophy we want to run, and then in the past couple of years, it's been Cody Wheeler brings the kids together on man up, and they call something. It's like they knew what they saw. You got to do it. Figure out what you guys want to do. Go ahead, figure it out. That gives them that ownership, and also you give them that power. and you relinquish that when you say, "This is you. I trust you
Yeah.
to play the game. I trust that you know what you're doing, and you and Bobby
Hmm.
and Jimmy and whatever, you guys do it. It's
Yeah.
all you."
Yep.
And that's powerful. They they stand up a little taller, and they
Sure.
feel that we did
Absolutely.
that.
Especially when it works, right?
Yeah,
Like, yeah.
yeah.
And they
If it
got,
doesn't work, then we talk to
well, yeah. We got, but,
them.
in the end, even if it doesn't work, there's
You
ownership in the
learn.
failure,
Yeah.
right? Like, hey, guys, so, and they work it out.
We say fall forward,
Sure. Ball
fail
forward.
forward.
Right.
If you're
Yeah.
gonna mess up,
Mhm.
great. Learn from it.
Yeah.
Flush it. We say it
Yeah.
didn't work. Get rid of it. Don't let the last play affect the next
Hmm.
play.
Yep.
So keep going.
Yep.
Learn from it, and just don't do it again if
I
it was
think
bad.
I think it's great. I've always said fail at 100 miles an hour.
Oh yeah,
If you're just gonna just go.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Make an aggressive penalty.
Yeah, make it work.
If you don't know what you're doing,
Yeah.
and you're on defense, well, go stop the ball, and
That's right.
that'll help.
The rest will tell you when you get
Yeah,
a
yeah, yeah.
little too far. But
Yeah.
uh, so a couple other things about the funnest sideline moment you've
Okay.
ever had. Something that sticks in your head. Maybe there's a couple.
Yeah, there's a couple, but there's one. Uh, this goes back a ways. TVYLL. Uh, I don't know. It was like, oh, excuse me,
Mhm.
2018, 2017, something like that. Our eighth grade year, kids were playing. Jacob Wong is our goalie,
Uh-huh.
phenomenal goalie, probably
Yep.
one of the best ever to come through Idaho. And he's got a defender named Kai Nelson,
Mhm.
one of the best players. He had a great career at Mount St. Mary's. Anyway, we're trying to clear the ball, and Jacob's running around, and he's cradling, and the other team is putting this pressure on us.
Yeah.
And I'm going, okay, all right. And he's not getting anywhere. And he's running around, and all the attacker, time out, time out, time out. Dave McIntyre,
Uh-huh.
right? He's
Yep.
watching, and time out. I'm in time out. And I hear from the other end of the field, I go, no. Well, they'd done the hidden ball trick, and Kai had walked up the sideline,
Yeah.
unbeknownst to anybody else,
Yeah.
didn't tell me. So they sold it. Jacob is running around. Everyone thinks, even Dave McIntyre is watching Jacob.
Yeah.
I say, time out. And Jacob goes, he turned his sticker. I don't have the ball. And Kai had shot at the other end and scored.
Oh,
And nobody knew.
wow.
And Dave McIntyre's like, well, I can't give him the goal. I'm like, I get it.
Yeah.
That was one of the funniest things. And then a couple years ago in Fall League,
Yeah.
we played all the games in Hawaiian shirts.
Oh, yes.
And it wasn't anything but kids having fun
Hmm.
with playing a game,
Yeah.
right? And Fall League's supposed to be that, right? So that whole season with Fall League was hilarious. Kids show up in hula skirts, and it was just fun. Right? It was getting back to this is a game.
Yep.
You get to play this on a Saturday afternoon or whatever,
Hmm.
right? It should be fun. Have fun with it. So those are two that stuck out,
Okay.
for sure. But there's tons of stories from travel clubs and taking the boys to. And it's something interesting. The majority of the memories, like if you
Mhm.
ask kids, we had a bunch of kids come back last year at the state championship game. They're on the sideline afterwards that had come through Rocky.
Yeah.
Um, and uh, when you ask them about their memories from traveling or from whatever, very few of the memories are on the field,
Yeah. It's on the bus.
right?
Whatever's happening in between.
It's the midnight walk across the parking lot from the hotel to get Taco Bell,
Yeah.
or it's how many kids can you fit in a hot tub in Bellingham, Washington? I mean,
Sure.
that's the stuff that sticks out. It's that camaraderie,
Hmm.
and they're still all friends. Elijah Almanza got married this summer, and you look around the wedding ceremony, and
Yeah.
I would say, you know, 2/3 of the guys that were there, he's played lacrosse or football with. There's a bunch of lacrosse kids. You're like, that's what it's all about, guys.
Yeah.
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 So,
Okay. We're getting close on our time, but I
all
want
right.
to touch a couple things which I once again appreciate your time hanging out and
Love
talking.
it. I just love talking lacrosse. Yeah.
Okay. Well, we can do these anytime you want.
Yeah.
Uh, what's coming up next for Rocky?
Big season.
Yep.
You know,
Multiple
um,
ways.
so
Who's the team this next year? Timberline, yourself. What do you got? Who you already thinking about?
well, you have to, and no offense to the other teams, but you got to think about the ones that have been there the past couple of years,
Mm-hmm.
the BKs and
Yep.
the Timberlines.
Yep.
Boise's always in the mix,
Yep.
right? Eagles kind of a wild card. They
Okay.
got good athletes and
New coaches.
new coaches. Then the two programs I have the most respect for, Valley View and CUNA. We always try to do something with CUNA. They
Mhm.
got great leadership, good kids, um, and they always come at you hard, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And then I've been an advocate for the past few years of I don't like the Division One, Division Two, single A, double A,
Okay.
whatever. I don't think we have enough teams for
Mhm.
that. Um, that's a different story, a different time. But I've always said that to get better, you have to play the best, and we talked about that
Yep.
earlier.
Yep.
Um, Valley View took that to heart. Valley View knew that they did really well in the you thought Division Two, and now it's a single
Mhm.
A, and they got together and as a program, as a culture, decided we may not win a bunch of games in the beginning, but our kids are going to get better. We're going to be playing against the best, and we will get there. And they've taken their lumps the past couple of years, but they keep coming back. They keep getting better.
Yep.
They got solid coaching staff. Um, it's a good community. You go out there. I love going to their place and playing games.
That grass.
That grass, but it's just
Yeah.
they do the national anthem. They have the
Mhm.
flag.
Yep.
I mean, they do it right.
Mhm.
And that's respect to them. And I think that uh, they're always in the mix. They always give you um,
Yeah.
a
Well,
good
you're not going
game.
to get away with an easy win.
No,
Yeah.
I got to work for it. Yeah. So yeah, I think that
Okay.
that there will be some teams, and I think that we are after struggling for a couple years.
Yep.
Um, but we've been playing, freshmen and sophomores against upperclassmen
Yep.
for
It's been a long
a
time
few
coming.
years,
Mhm.
and we keep getting better and better. Last year was again that next step.
Yeah.
Um, we had a great offense last year, high powered, and then we met Timberline, who's was their strength was their defense, and both times we played them to close games, um, and I think that will continue in the springtime. Like I said, I respect Elijah and those kids that are running that program, and
Yeah.
they continue to be one of the
Mhm.
better ones out there, not the best.
Yeah, I agree. Okay. So, Timberline, that's the one.
I think
That's the
well,
one you got to knock off, you're
they're the
saying.
champs
Yep.
until
Absolutely.
somebody beats
Until they're
them.
not.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the way it works. Until somebody beats them,
Yeah.
they're
Okay.
not.
That's fair.
Yeah, no.
Well, good. And then let's talk about helping out Rocky Lacrosse.
Yeah,
What's some of the things that fans, future players, how can people help support Rocky
yeah.
Lacrosse?
Well, like any other nonprofit, right? We do lots
Mhm.
of fundraising. We do lots of community stuff. If you are a someone in the Rocky community,
Mhm.
you want to sponsor us, you want to support us that way financially. We have a program. We have banners at the stadium.
Yeah.
Um, you can do that. As far as the kids go, um, come out to practice. We specifically have our middle school team practice
Mhm.
next to us, after us, and they show up early. They watch a little bit. Our coaches go down. In the past, have gone down and helped with their practices.
Yeah.
Builds that camaraderie. Um, we do clinics in our
Mhm.
program, but they're open to anybody. Um, Anytime you can get out to the community and get out to those kids and make contact. Um, we've got an indoor facility at Heritage that we use in the wintertime and do shooting clinics and things. So as far as that's the kids are concerned, that's the best way.
Yeah.
We've got a great. We're getting. We keep getting better with our social media presence.
Yeah. Let's talk about that.
Yeah. So Rocky Lacrosse at
Mhm.
Rocky Lacrosse and go Rocky Lacrosse. Um, get out. News.
Mhm.
They post game updates. Um, we let the kids do. There's a couple of kids that do the Instagram day game posts.
Yeah.
I think that's cool. Get them involved.
Yep.
Um, and then for us, getting on campus is has been important. There's not any space for us to practice on campus. Well, there's a really bad field that we tried a couple years ago, and we're
Yeah.
not doing that again.
Okay.
Um, but getting into school,
Mhm.
you know, uh,
Yeah, feeling like you're actually part of the.
yeah, that's huge.
Yeah,
The
it
kids
is.
want legitimacy. They want to be the respect that
Yeah.
thing we need. So, when I first took over at Eagle or got to Eagle, I realized that not paying assistance, and
Mhm.
you couldn't practice on campus, and you didn't play on campus.
Right.
I thought that was wrong. So I lobbied really hard. The AD out there, he finally let us play our games in the stadium, and it was kind of like that domino effect. Once we got it,
Yep.
then all of a sudden, other teams
Yeah.
are allowed to play in the stadium. Um, so that was a nice contribution to try to up the game, give legitimacy to
Yeah.
the players. Um, so if probably other people are going to watch this too. Your local team, same thing like you do with if you're a Rocky supporter, go to the socials, support the folks that sponsor those teams.
Yep.
If it's a mom and pop business or it's the local sandwich shop, and they gave $200 to have a banner at the stadium, go to lunch there. Those are little things and tell them that's why you're there.
Yeah.
Get on the announcements at your school. Get kids to. Well, here's what we do on game day. Boys wear purple polos, so people know it says Rocky Lacrosse, and people know now that you're a lacrosse player. Teachers know,
Mhm.
that admin knows, other students know. Oh, and by the way, there's a game tonight, 7 o'clock under the lights. Come watch.
Yeah.
And you get more students to show up than
Mhm.
parents. Then you're doing something.
Yeah.
Then you're really, that's that next step. So
Cool.
yeah, publicity and getting out there.
Gary, what else are we missing?
I don't know, man. I
Anything else you want to get into or anything before we wrap
I,
up?
I just appreciate the opportunity.
Absolutely, man. This has been great.
I'm sure there's, we could do more. Like I said, I'm an X's and O's guy, so
We can if you want it, I got time. I can talk as long as you want. I got at least another half an hour, and we can talk about it. Anything you want to share, we can do, or we can save it for another episode if you like.
let's do that.
Okay, let's do that.
I'd love to come back and maybe just talk lacrosse.
Let's do that.
Yeah.
Well, let's wrap this up. I really appreciate the time.
Thank
You've
you.
always been great to us
Appreciate
and
it.
our
Yeah.
family. So I love your competitiveness and everything you've been doing to make lacrosse better here.
Well, thanks. I appreciate
And
it.
I think we'd be doing an injustice if we didn't give the wife a little thank you too.
Oh my God.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, coaches'
So
wives, right?
yeah, so I'm going through pictures the other night, and that we have a picture of this was a few years ago.
Yeah.
My son Cody playing middle school lacrosse.
Yeah.
Older son Brett is junior referee,
Uh-huh.
junior official. The other junior official is a kid named Nick Gruber, who was also a Rocky kid.
Yeah.
I'm coaching, and then Heather, my wife, who is the backbone of all this, right? She
Yep.
keeps us going.
Yep.
She's a scorekeeper.
That's awesome.
And I'm like, okay,
There it is.
in a
That's what it
nutshell,
takes.
that's
exactly
our
right.
program.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that is carbon copy at other programs.
Yeah.
If the good programs have that,
Mhm.
have that commitment at different levels in the families.
Yeah.
It was the picture was it was a sunny Saturday morning for the Idaho Middle School Lacrosse League game.
Yeah.
What else do we want to be doing
What else would you want to
on
do?
a Saturday morning?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. So that's
Yeah.
and you're right. Gotta give a shout out to the wife for sure.
Oh,
Getting us here.
okay. Thanks again, Gary.
All right, man.
We'll talk soon.
I appreciate it.